give the people what they want. Welcome to another edition of Power to the People. Here I am again, Friday, another Friday memorial service at our downtown location. So I am in the car on my way to the where we broadcast from. But I've got so much to talk about that I wanted to get this show started. And so, again, those of you in Atlanta, you don't know traffic like what we have in Buffalo, because it is none. Very little at times, but that's a blessing. Welcome, everybody. Listen, I'm just leaving now. Let me tell you a little bit about my journey lately. I just left a repass. Those of you in Buffalo, our repasses are prepared by Heaven's Countertop. And so just left a repass, a funeral. And I have been on a journey. Oh, this camera is looking pretty good. Yes, okay. We fasted at our church. We did what's called a ground up fast, where we just ate things that grow. And from the ground up, no beef, no pork, no chicken, no fish, nothing. I have continued it a little, not a little bit, a lot. And so I had a little bit of chicken in Albany not too long ago. I had a little bit of chicken at a banquet. Other than that, everything that I have had for now, I'm approaching a month, I believe, has been plant-based. And today, I wore a suit that I have not been able to wear the vest in probably 2 years. So here's the Mark. You did you do the fast?
I did do the ground up fast, and I can't say that I stayed on it. I stayed on it for a couple of days, but
Yeah.
the 3 days of our fast and then a few days following, because as someone who kind of does restrictive dieting a lot, I knew my body was going to need a few days
Yeah.
before I do anything crazy. So yeah, I can't say I've been as dedicated as you and completely went all out.
Well, tell you why, and then we're gonna get to hot topics. I'm feeling better. I am not a morning person. I've been up every morning about 6, 7 o'clock, and
Wow.
more energy, and just eating a lot more fruits and vegetables, a lot more,
Wait. Did
of that.
you say you getting up every morning at 6 and 7?
I'm not kidding you. I wake up at 6. I might lay in the bed till like 6:30, but then it's like, okay, let's get up, let's do something, let's get some stuff done.
Friends and
And
family, friends and family. First of all, you gotta rejoice when you hear a miracle. We are not talking about a morning person. Neither one of us are morning people. That's why this show is a perfect time, because it's right when we both start to wake up. But 6 or 7 is a miracle.
I might lose audio for a minute because I'm coming into the place. Um, but at the end of, why don't we do this? I'll come back. We'll talk about the rest of what I was
Yeah.
going to tell you on the plant-based. Let's throw it to a commercial.
Yep.
We'll talk about plant-based, and then we're going to talk about some hot topics. We'll be right back.
When it comes to something as personal as your clothes, you need to deal with somebody you can trust. That's why so many people turn to Hobson's Dry Cleaning, conveniently located in the heart of the community at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming.
When you take your clothes to Hobson's, you can trust that they'll be ready on time.
You can trust that your whites will be white.
You can trust that you'll always get a fair price and service with a smile.
You can even trust that you won't have to get out of your car if you don't want to. Hobson's has a drive-through window for your convenience.
Trust is what it's all about at Hobson's Dry Cleaning.
Hobson's Dry Cleaning, your one-stop dry cleaners serving the community for over 30 years at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming. Call 891-8298. That's 891-8298.
for our host to get set up and running to and fro. Yeah, I am very impressed. Like I said, you got to celebrate when there's a miracle happening. That 6 or 7 wake up, and I do know that when you do eat better, you do wake up in the morning feeling better. You wake up feeling more energized. You have more energy throughout the day. So I definitely know how how it works, but I don't think it ever helped me get up at 6 or 7 before the before the sunrise.
I'll tell you this. Let me have a little mic. I tell you this, that I am getting up. I also, in the last week, following this guy who we're going to eventually have on this show, who basically is teaching about watching your labels, reading your labels. And he said something last week. I drink pop, like 7-Up and ginger ale. And I was drinking like 2 cans a day. I drink water all day, but then go home and you drink 2 cans pop. And so he says, like, I haven't stopped doing what I like. I just do it a different way.
Right.
So he made like what the heck is going on my computer? He made a concoction that's like 7-Up with, I'm sorry, that's going to drive me crazy. He made a concoction with, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? With
I got it.
lemon and lime. And so you squeeze some lemon, you squeeze some lime, you squeeze, you put in sparkling water, not seltzer water, sparkling water, and some agave. And actually, I like that taste better.
Oh, you tried it?
I've been on it for over a week.
Okay.
And something happened that I did not expect. And it was my skin. So on my face, you get older, you get some little spots, something. It's like a growth. And I had a few of them, and especially when I look in the mirror here, they were driving me crazy. And so I'm washing my face the other day, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, they're almost gone.
Wow.
So I think all of the stuff, I'm positive, in the pop.
Yeah.
And no longer, sparkling water is nothing more than carbonated water. And so because I was going to use the like tonic water and all that, but then when I saw the labels and I saw these artificial flavors, I'm like, no, I just want water.
Right.
So now I'm basically having water with natural citrus.
Yes.
And the agave is a natural sweetener.
Yep.
So that has helped. So this morning when I got ready for the funeral, and like all the vests are together, they're like in a graveyard part of my closet. Like, don't even think about wearing these.
Never to be worn again.
Never to be worn again. And so I decided, let's just try it. And man, when that thing fit and it fit good, I was like, you can see. I mean, those of you watching, look, it's not stressed. This was stressed like this, like a month ago, pulling with the buttons. And I'm okay in the summertime,
right?
But in the winter, I need that extra insulation. I put this on. So let me get to the point of why I said all this. I go down to the repast to get me some vegetables. Get me some green beans. I get some other stuff. I did get a little mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I didn't want salad. I need one.
Yeah.
They had my favorite. You know what else Heaven's Countertop brings to the repast?
Wait, the chicken?
Fried chicken.
Yeah, the chicken.
So on the way down to my office, all I could smell was fried chicken.
That's a good repast.
Okay, so I get down there and they, what you want? What you want? Give me the green beans. Give me a little mac and cheese. Blah blah blah. And lo and behold, when they opened that chicken, I said, "Give me a wing."
Gotta get the wing.
But no, I said, "Take it off my plate." I said, "Don't even." I said, "I can't do it." I went to a vegan restaurant day before yesterday. I'm cooking more vegan. I have learned that some of the plant-based stuff really fools your head.
Yes.
And because I had like chicken parmesan the other day at a restaurant.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you. So I went to a restaurant that has a full vegan menu and a full regular menu.
Okay.
I prefer those, especially if you out with people and stuff like that. You don't want those folks who become new vegan, and I'm not a vegan. Let me say for the record, I'm not a vegan, and I'm not a vegetarian. I'm just trying something different. Okay. And my body is responding differently. And then I get on my treadmill, not as often. Okay. Somebody even told me the other day, "Oh, you don't need to get on the treadmill that much." If I'm gonna get on it, I'm gonna get on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that just in case I give me a wing, I'm gonna work that off.
Work it back off.
I'm gonna work it off. So I am enjoying the ride a little bit, especially once I found out. Now it's expensive.
Yeah.
If you don't just do fruits and vegetables, if you got some, because there is processed or plant-based food.
Yes.
And I do have the fish. Patties, and I don't know the difference. I'm not kidding you.
Wow.
I want to give a shout out to Sunshine Vegan Eats. So the other day I ordered a street taco.
Okay.
It wasn't what I expected. However, the chicken that they sent me, because it had like a plantain in it, I thought it was going to be like the Impossible Burger.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think they do have that.
They do. I just don't know how to order yet.
Yeah, right.
So I know not what I would prefer, right?
Yeah.
But they sent me this. It looked like a chicken breast.
It's the mushroom,
and it had mushroom on the inside. And so, like I said, I'm trying it. I can just tell you this. I probably am going to stay on this for a little. Now, let me do this. Disclaimer. Thanksgiving.
I was going to say this next week.
Thanksgiving. Oh, I'm going to eat turkey.
Yeah.
I am. And I probably won't consume as much. And I will work out the next day. And I will prepare my body for it by not shocking my system and just gobbling down a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I will put more vegetables, more fruits. In the morning, it's like oatmeal, all that kind of stuff. But I never paid. It's oatmeal and bananas in the morning now.
Wow.
I used to have one piece of bacon every morning, 2 pieces of bacon.
Yep.
And an egg. Mm-hmm. I have that bacon is still sitting up. I'm probably going to end up throwing it out.
Wow.
It's in a sealed container in my refrigerator. I haven't even had the desire for it.
Wow.
I'll have plant-based sausage, some hash browns or something. I finally I got a real air fryer upstairs now because I was using my toaster oven that has an air fryer. That's not an air fryer. Don't do it. You put the air fryer on and it right away.
Yeah.
So my chicken fingers, plant-based, ready in 15 minutes.
Wow.
Ready to go. So yesterday I had, and then we'll get to real topics. But this is real topics about trying to eat better. Yesterday I had pizza.
Okay.
But it was a cauliflower base crust, and it was a white pizza with spinach, and I put some mushrooms on it. That was my pizza. And then I had chicken fingers that were plant-based with some hot sauce on it, and that was it.
Wow.
And I was fine, and I was full, and I was where I wanted to be, and I'm just not at the full where I'm feeling bad and burdened.
That is the big difference.
Sleeping much better. Sleeping almost all night, except for the fact that 6 o'clock used to be the time that if I woke up, I had an attitude, and I went back to bed till 10. I'm getting up now. So the energy is different. Watching the labels, getting away from the processed sugars, using real. So in my yams this week, I'm going to use the cane sugar instead of all that processed sugar, and just try to live different. Let's see. Brett Henderson says, what scares me is where are we getting these bones from in these vegan wings?
Hey, yo.
So I never had vegan wings.
I never did. And there's one restaurant that I just was looking up that has vegan wings, but they don't have bones in them. They're made out of either tofu or seitan. So they're like basically like a flour, so basically like fried dough into a wing.
Okay.
So I didn't have them yet. This is what I found in some of my research.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. Haven't had any vegan wings that have bones in them yet, but they're more like a fried dough.
So who said that? Brett Henderson, tell us where you got them from with bones in them, because all of, like, for instance, the fish patties I'm in love with.
Right.
And by the way, Heaven's Counted, and I don't know if I could say this. She told me that Sunday, I think it's Sunday, they're having meatless chili.
Oh.
So people are moving, and it's really wild when Ty called me or texted me and said, hey, I got meatless chili on Sunday. And I said, because I was going to ask her, hey, is it possible to add a vegan?
Right.
Because now I'll look for restaurants that at least have a
an
vegan
option.
hamburger.
Right.
And although I'm not into bread that much, I'll take the top of it off.
Right.
And just eat the vegetables and the bottom. And if you got a good sauce with it,
Yeah,
you can make it. Put the bacon in the freezer. No, that bacon is going in the garbage because it's already thawed. On Thanksgiving, Janetta says on Thanksgiving you should use it as a cheat day. So I'm not worried. I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat on Thanksgiving.
Now I like what Maria Collins said to you earlier. She said you coming down to a medium back. You're not.
Oh yeah, because I have been self-proclaiming myself a big back, and I tried to do everything, but to be honest with you, I just wasn't doing the right things.
Yeah.
To this body of mine that the Lord has on loan to me. And when I got over the first plant-based sausage I had, my hands were shaking.
Oh boy.
I was that nervous
Oh, boy.
about what I was about to taste.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I tasted it, I was like, so I don't like when people tell me what's in it. So we were in Albany, and big ups, thank you to the New York State Council of Churches that awarded True Bethel for our housing efforts here in the city of Buffalo. And we were there, and I went to the restaurant and the hotel.
Yeah.
And they had chicken.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, so I got a chicken salad, but it was a plant-based.
Okay.
So the lady wasn't vegan, and she was like, yeah, I think it's something with some tofu. I didn't want to hear that. Just let my brain feel like I got a chicken McNugget.
I've eaten something.
Because when you go to McDonald's, you don't know what's in that, allegedly, in that.
Yeah, okay.
And the plant-based is similar in texture
Right.
to that.
Yes, it is.
So when she said, oh, yeah, some tofu stuff, I was like, oh, God, lady. So I thought what I was going to get was bad, and I was on a Zoom call in the hotel room. I'm sorry, I couldn't wait. I ate that salad. So they put the chicken on the side.
Yep.
I cut that up, put it in that salad, and bruh, the V-Spot, all plant-based, based, not healthy. Yeah, we know. I know all plant-based is not healthy, folks, but it's working for me.
Yes.
All of nothing is healthy.
Yes.
Y'all sure know how to. All of it ain't healthy. I know.
Chop you down.
Just dang. I ain't ribbing on you, Sister Robinson Adams. All I'm saying is I get it, but some things are more healthier than others.
Yes.
That's my whole point. Lord have mercy. Once you stop eating meat, Angela Prim says, you really don't want it. Health is wealth. It really is. So people have been telling me about another vegan place that's actually owned by African Americans. Somebody sent me something in my inbox.
I think that's the one we talking about, the V-Spot.
The V-Spot.
Yes.
So I'm going to check them out. I'm going to check out
that was
just
actually the
different
place
options.
I was researching.
Okay.
Where the wings are tofu or seitan. So
Stop saying that, please, because I'm not going to try them. Meatless, plant-based wings.
Well, for those that might be like, well, what is it? I did the research because I was
Inbox
like,
them.
What is it?
I don't care what's in it. I just want it to be plant-based and for it not to come off a farm. Here's a suggestion: purple sweet potato pies. All right.
I do love purple sweet potatoes. They were actually really good. I had some a few months ago, and I was really surprised at how good they were. Yeah.
Chuki says, same, because I don't like it. Don't tell me. Janetta says, don't tell me what's in it. I'm the same way. And so y'all get it. So anyway, I'm on a little journey. If you see me out at Texas Roadhouse, do me a favor. Don't come over interrupting my meal time. I thought you wasn't eating.
Wow.
Did I just not say? I'm not vegan. I'm not vegetarian.
It got butter on. Don't put that butter
Don't
on
put
your.
that. I ain't there.
Yeah.
I'm not there. But I am with this trying to get rid of this pop. I am with trying to eat better, and I feel better. That's all that matters right now.
Absolutely.
I feel better. I feel like I look better. My skin is better. My friggin' attitude is better. When you sleepy all day and you fighting your body.
Yep.
It's a whole different thing.
Yep.
So I get now why people who eat healthier, to me, sometimes they are They're a little happier people.
little
I don't
bit.
know, just a little bit.
I mean, not when you first convert, but yeah, once you get used to it, you better on the other side.
Lawyer is putting up $800,000
$800,000
in Buffalo to basically deny Jeremy Zellner a seat from this independent. He independently put up the money. Attorney Peter Reese, according to investigative posts, has formed and funded an independent expenditure committee opposing Erie County Democratic Committee Chair Jeremy Zellner's bid to succeed Sean Ryan, who's about to become, for those of you in Atlanta, Sean Ryan is about to become the mayor of Buffalo in January, the first time we have a new mayor in like 20 years.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, Sean Ryan won. So his seat in Albany, as a senator in Albany, is now going to be open come January. There is an assembly person who is running, who has announced his candidacy, and the chair of the Democratic Party in the county here has also announced his candidacy. $800,000. The only reason I'm talking about this, I ain't talking about the candidates so much, is it is unprecedented to see one person seeding a committee's bank account at $800,000 for a state seat.
Did you hear? But did you hear his quote?
That he would have given $1 million.
$1 million would have been too gaudy.
That it would have been. I'm looking at it now. Quote: I figured $1 million would be too gaudy. Reese told Investigative Post. Now, Peter Reese in the past has run for elected office.
Yes.
Has basically, I mean, the man, he got money growing out of his ears, I guess.
Wherever.
But I know Peter Reese very well. When I left the council, Peter Reese was a great supporter of mine, and he wanted to have a going away party, and I was like, absolutely not, no. But this is going to be the reason I bring this up. This is going to be a very interesting race.
Yes.
And money doesn't necessarily buy races.
Right.
But for somebody to put a committee together and put up $800,000, we got to talk about it on the show. I just don't know if there's a way. I don't know how much state Senate races cost in New York State.
I will tell you, in a heated primary, they generally run about $300,000 to $500,000.
So that's it.
Yeah.
So Peter Reese and his committee
double.
Now, the question is, I didn't know that one person could put up that much money in state law. So that's can you put up that? Can one person?
Probably because the kind of expenditure account he created, it would basically what he created was a super PAC.
Yeah.
So that's basically what he created.
So on Tuesday, Reese filed paperwork with the state elections board to create an independent expenditure committee dedicated to derailing Zellner's efforts to succeed Sean Ryan, Buffalo's mayor-elect and representing the 61st state Senate district. The committee is called, so it's not, he's upfronting this committee. It's called ATAT, short for, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce this French word because I don't know French. And he says that's French for thus always to tyrants, a name that reflects Reese's dim view of Zellner's stewardship of the county party. And he goes on to express his views.
Wow.
The question that I'm asking, and it's not about so much about the race. I want everybody to be able to, if you want to run, you want to run. I always had an opponent. Every race almost ever.
Yep.
They might not have been known. Some of them were. But at the end of the day, always respected other people's right to run. I am always leery of how money comes in.
Right.
And it happens to all of us who are in elected life. You can't control everything, and unless the person's a criminal or has views that differ than yours, most money is accepted. What will be interesting to see is who will accept the $800,000 expenditure account, money out of it.
Well, I think he'll probably just do his own mailings and advertisement, because I think through the super PAC you technically can't do coordinated campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll probably just do his own. The committee, the committee will do its own, kind of like what you see when. So sometimes when you get into the campaign seasons, you start to see commercials. You really have to sometimes look at the bottom and say who is paid for, because not all the commercials are paid for by the candidate's campaign committee. There will be outside groups, lobbying groups, this, that, and the other, that will pay a PAC or a super PAC to then say, hey, run this commercial, whether it's about any of your hot button topics or against another opponent. So I think that's probably the path they'll take on this.
So individuals in New York State for a state Senate run can individual non-family candidate about 7,500 per primary, 11,800 per general election. This is what I'm reading on from NewYorkRules.e-laws. Family aggregates candidate, one combined, blah, blah, blah. Corporations and LLCs, 5,000 per calendar year. Public matching funds, New York state level public campaign finance began operating in 2024. If you join, small donations from in-district residents, generally up to $250 of each qualifying donation can be matched. I didn't know that was in play.
Yes.
Okay. Participating candidates agreed to lower contribution limits. So that's how they get matching funds. Yep. Any candidate who raises or spends above minimum amounts must register and report it. Prohibit, don't reboot my computer. Prohibits contributions in the name of another person, like straw donors. And so, yeah, there are, I'm going to ask about the super PAC rules. What are the super PAC rules? Because I think that's what you're talking about.
Yep.
And so that's going on in our neck of the woods. Let me go over to anything else on this you want to talk about?
No, I'm good on this. Yeah.
Let me go over to Atlanta. You know, Atlanta's mayor was overwhelmingly elected back for another term. And I was talking to somebody from Atlanta the other day, actually one of Bishop Morton's musicians who's based out of Atlanta. And, you know, the public transportation in Atlanta is horrible. It doesn't go many places outside of Atlanta. And he is committing to extend that. And I didn't realize that there are a lot of people from Atlanta who doubts it could ever happen.
Wow.
Because number one, you know, some of it is about below ground, and they're talking about it probably won't happen in their lifetime. But and so when I was talking to this brother about, you know, the transportation problems that are getting worse in Atlanta, especially not even just Metro Atlanta. It's now, you know, out in, you got problems out in other places, Smyrna, Lawrenceville, other places that are considered suburbs of Atlanta, but the traffic backups are still growing because Atlanta is still building more houses. Now, what's interesting in Atlanta, and I saw this in today's reports, is that Atlanta, the housing prices are starting to drop. For
really?
Yeah.
In the metro or the suburbs?
In the suburb, well, you know, everybody says they're from Atlanta, even if they 20 miles outside of Atlanta.
Right.
So in the Atlanta area.
Yeah, gotcha.
Now, I don't think in downtown, you know, downtown is going to be downtown, but in some of the neighborhoods, the prices are either holding or starting to drop. Which is interesting because even in Florida, I mean, it was a seller's market. And I've got a neighbor in Florida right now who their house has been on the market for months.
Wow.
And not moving.
Wow.
And so you're seeing this change. And then I saw another report on national news where nationally people are buying more houses because of the drop in interest rate.
Right.
So it's interesting why prices are dropping, home prices are dropping in Atlanta, but going up in other areas. And of course, Atlanta is a expensive market. So that was just kind of interesting to see when you look at the dynamics of what we're fighting for and against in Buffalo and what is happening in Atlanta.
Well, I was getting ready to say, and the similarity, even for us, is NFTA has the same battle, right? Like we have a light rail that is a 10-minute ride from University of Buffalo, South Campus, to downtown Buffalo.
Yeah.
And our fight is, are we going to be able to get the light rail out to a first-ring suburb? So, and you know, it takes years. And when I worked for a certain not-for-profit here, it took years to add a route or change a bus route. So I think everyone has these fights because we say we want different style transit communities, but then there's always a fight. Is it public transportation? Are we talking about bikes and walkable communities? Are we talking about how do we get more cars in and out? It's transportation is probably, if we can figure out affordable housing, I think transportation would be next in this country's biggest dilemma, because some people push for more like car availability, accessibility, and then you have the public transportation and walkable and bike communities. So I think it's a fight probably in every metro city.
Well, the interesting thing about Atlanta is that Atlanta's, and I'm reading because I like to give you facts. I saw it on the news, but I like to go back. So I'm looking at a recent report from, I call it Zillow. Some people call it Xylo. And
I thought it was. I think their own commercial says Zillow.
Yeah. So, but I've heard people call it Xylo. So it says in the city of Atlanta, recent estimates put the average home value around $386,000, down about 5% over the past year.
Wow.
Metro at data show medium sale prices $400. That's really not a bad price.
No,
with
not at all.
year-over-year changes roughly flat to slightly negative. Now, I asked, why is that? And it said average home prices in Atlanta are slipping mainly because there are more homes for sale, and they keep building. So if I can get a brand new built with all new everything, or buy a house that's been sitting there 30 years.
And design it the way I want to.
Design it like you want to. Be in a neighborhood that's gated. But what people don't realize, a lot of the houses that's going up in Atlanta right now, they look good on the outside. But the things that they put in is what's called construction grade sinks, construction grade faucet, construction grade lights. So you're not getting like the best of the best. But most people, especially if you're a first time home buyer, it's like, I'll do that later. And so, that might cost you $600,000 if you got it at the beginning. So now, instead of, if you think about the stock in Buffalo, it's mainly old housing stock. So that's what we have. And most people are not going, they don't want to drive 45 minutes. Imagine driving. In Atlanta, you're going to drive, if you live in certain parts, you live in Lawrenceville, you're going to drive an hour if you work in Metro Atlanta. That's like living in Rochester. Or even at best, living in Batavia. And we do have people who do that, but not by and large. Right? By and large, people are going to live in Cheektowaga, Williamsville, Clarence, Tonawanda.
The first ring.
The first ring and second ring suburbs. They're not going out to rural. Imagine if they started building a lot of new houses in Batavia and people started moving there. Well, that becomes then the move. We don't have the economic base for that to happen in Buffalo. They do, because Atlanta is so crowded.
And I will say this, and this is why when I moved here 11 and a half years ago now, I said, I've been saying the whole time, my home state of Delaware, we kind of experienced this. It was the city kind of downtown started to get remodeled. The black people who were living down there started then like making a little bit of money. So now we started moving out to first ring suburbs, and as India used the term, urban sprawl. So now the urbanites, we start becoming suburbanites, and then what ended up happening is, to your point, now. So there's a canal that runs through Delaware. It's kind of what we call the split. So there's the city life, and then you call it slower, lower. Delaware.
Right.
So everything beneath the canal was slower, lower. But then all of the new construction of homes and everything started happening in slower, lower. So now from, as you say, Middletown, Smyrna, all of these rural communities started turning into cities, like small cities. And so now they had to build a highway that takes you from straight up and down Delaware, because but
that's what's needed in Atlanta. India talks about the MARTA. MARTA ain't MARTAing. I mean, you can't get anywhere. So at the end of the day, the MARTA is terrible. And if you live in some of these, because everybody, if you fly into Atlanta, you say you're from Atlanta.
Yeah, right.
But everybody ain't from Atlanta.
Everybody.
It's like you live in Batavia or you live in Rochester, but because you fly into Buffalo, and Atlanta is huge, it's big. But where you live? Oh, I'm from Atlanta. No, you ain't paying taxes in Atlanta proper.
No.
Very few people actually that leave from here go and live in downtown Atlanta.
Right.
But it looks. I mean, something has to happen. But this is very interesting. So this is my take on it. If you are looking at buying in Atlanta, now is the time. Because prices are going to go up. They are going to go up. If you're looking and you can get a nice, but they got a lot of condos, a lot of townhouses. If it were me looking, I would buy in downtown Atlanta. I don't want to. Although those other places have their own grocery stores, and like you said, they built their own communities.
Yep.
If I'm going to be in Atlanta, I want the Atlanta experience.
I want that full experience.
I want to be able to walk down the street to a restaurant. Now at 61, I don't. But at 61, I ain't looking for that type of life.
But you know, it was the same thing I always used to say about living in New York City. Like, I probably still could, but when I was younger, I'm like, oh yeah, single me, put me right in the middle of New York City.
Right.
Monday through Saturday, I'm out walking the streets,
Absolutely.
finding my own dinner, just living life. If I want to see a random show that night, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just walk by and saw it. So I am like you, and I'm probably still at the stage where if I move to Atlanta, I want to be downtown. I want to be able to walk to a Braves game, which is my favorite baseball team. I want to be able to, the Hawks are playing or whoever's playing. I'm already downtown.
Right.
Like I could just walk and sit.
Because I can't imagine. And Atlanta, don't beat me up. I'm on the air there, so I'm claiming Atlanta right now.
Yeah.
I'm claiming Atlanta. I'm repping Atlanta. I ain't dogging Atlanta because I got to be there. I'm there at least once a month right now. So y'all don't send me no emails. Don't dog Atlanta. But at the end of the day, the 61-year-old me, I want to sit outside in the yard.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with being on the outside. It's just that I can't imagine wanting to go to a concert and it's going to take me an hour to get there and then in traffic an hour and maybe 20 minutes to come home.
Nah.
I'm tired.
I'm missing the end of everything because
I'm missing. I'm leaving before, but I'm like that anyway.
Me too.
I am like that. Now I had season tickets and Monique and the boys would go to the football games. I never went to one.
Yeah.
We had good season tickets. Yeah. I have never sat in a football game.
Yep.
And if I did, I don't care if it's neck and neck like last night.
Nope.
I'm out before it's over.
I will. Wasn't when I went to a concert, the Jay-Z Beyonce tour, whatever it was that was out at Highmark.
Yeah.
I missed the last 3 songs. I'm like, well,
yeah,
it's time to go. It's time to go.
So let me bring back to Buffalo. If you've been watching my Facebook page, by the way, you can watch my personal Facebook page at Darius G. Pridgen, Darius G. Pridgen. This week, because I didn't talk about this last week. Did I talk about those little white things in the street? No, because I was waiting to talk to my council person.
You went live after.
So if you're in Buffalo, there's these little white things sticking out of our streets over by the medical corridor with bad striping all over the place that bring lanes. And India sent me a message that it was for traffic calming. Then I find out when I call, nobody knows who put the stuff out there. I'm not going to say the organization until I know. But I did call my councilwoman, and it wasn't an act of the Ellicott District Council office. I did check with some people in DPW. So allegedly, did I say allegedly? Allegedly, a not-for-profit put them out themselves, but they had to have permission from somewhere. Allegedly, they painted their own stripes. It is the most dangerous situation that I've seen in a long time because it brings in at the corners where now traffic is starting to back up because you can't go to the left lane or the right lane to make a right turn while somebody else is there.
Yep.
So plows that are larger, the plow blade is usually larger than one lane, a little over a lane. Am I right?
Yep.
Now, what do you think is going to happen, folks? You're either going to have to move over for a plow or the plow is going to plow the things down. And let me tell you what Darius Pridgen hopes. I hope the plows knock them all down. I don't care. Get mad at me if you want to. Because there was not enough community input. If there was, allegedly, the group had a community meeting. I live 2 blocks away. I ain't seen nothing in my mailbox. I didn't hear about it, and I'm not the end all, but my neighbors don't know about it.
Right.
We just woke up one day, and there are these hideous, already being knocked down, plastic ballot, I don't even know what to call them, and then the stripes. Somebody who didn't have on their glasses did the stripes. You can go back to my Facebook Live and see it from last week. somebody who didn't have on their glasses. It's hideous. And it would not happen, and I'm going to say it. It would not happen in certain neighborhoods, although it did happen in North Buffalo.
Yes, it did.
And the people in North Buffalo did what I'm doing. They said no. So did you pick up the things that they didn't want in North Buffalo and bring them, and it ain't East Buffalo for me, to the east side? Because there's still some of us out here who are going to fight for the east side and fight for the fact that you need to notify us and we need to be a part of that decision. Now, some people suggest that it's also about bike lanes. I'm just going to say this. In Atlanta, you can ride a bike almost every day.
Yes.
You know, they did. I'm going to say we.
Yeah.
Because we on the air, so I ain't trying to. I'm trying to incorporate.
Yes. One.
We
nation
did
under
have
roof.
snow in Atlanta last year, and it does get cold. However, Buffalo, we are not everybody's riding a bike all year long, and not everybody is riding a bike.
No.
Driving down Northampton, B. Joanne Robinson Adams says, driving down Northampton, making a right turn, be careful. Exactly, Joanne, exactly. Now I ain't say it. I'm reading somebody's comment on Facebook.
Yep.
India Walton said it's a fact. Go Bike did it. Now I respect Go Bike, so let me say this at the outset. I'm not dogging Go Bike. If they did it, I am dogging the decision. It's a bad decision.
Right.
And more of us drive cars than bikes, but you got to include other people. And nobody should wake up in their neighborhood and bad striping is on the street. It would not, I dare you to go over to Judges Row and do that. Go over to Judges Row and let them wake up and see their whole neighborhood changed.
Judges Row, McClellan Circle.
Come on.
McKinley Parkway.
LeBron.
A Bidwell Parkway.
Come on.
There's a few of them.
Or any place where there are active citizens. Well, for those who decided to put out, understand they're active citizens, I'm sending my councilwoman a letter asking her to put this on the agenda of the council and letting the community know when it's on the agenda of the council so that we can have a discussion.
I will tell you, I'm glad on your live, though, you went to the one intersection that I think was the biggest catastrophe, and that was that north in Michigan. Because even for me, I came down, I'm coming through the medical corridor. I went to do the usual separation of right at City Honors. I was like, oh.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes.
What
I just went out of town and came back, and my whole neighborhood was changed. That's like one time. I went out of town, came back. They put a bicycle rack in front of my house in the concrete.
Oh no!
Like ain't asked me, did nothing. Just I'm like, I called. I'm like, what's going on? Oh yeah, we thought this would be a good location. What? What?
No.
Do you even talk to the homeowners?
You have to.
I'm agreeing a lot with India today. India says I'm all for pedestrian justice. So am I. But we do have to have more conversations. Exactly.
Conversations.
You don't just wake up and start sticking these things all over. School traffic alone is crazy. A school bus driver contacted me, and she said it's horrible for them trying to turn
It's terrible.
a school bus. They sometimes have to wait until. So now it's just bad.
Yep.
It's bad, and I'm saying it.
And
it's bad,
and especially for that area, because even when we were at the council, what did we make City Honors wait almost 2 years? And do a traffic study, and do a traffic study before we
would not approve the sale of the street. I even made them do a mock run.
Yes.
For weeks.
Yes.
Sat out in my car and watched it. And when I saw that they could handle it, we all agreed to sell the property to City Honors. But before that, and my neighbors, when I first got into office, this would be an easy yes, but I didn't make it an easy yes. They wanted to put a helicopter pad on top of Children's or on top of Buffalo General. Yep. And I was like, cool, I know we need life-saving, but I need to hear the helicopters and the neighbors. And we notified the neighbors, and they told them what time the helicopter was coming over for the test run. And people's lives are being saved, but the community, that same community, as a matter of fact, was included, whether you were a renter or whether you owned. Yep. Now, this is getting out of hand. I'm looking at their website. India said that it's on their website. I'm going to look on their website real quick because I got to know. I have to know whether and maybe it's not on there.
They made a post about it. Might have been on social media.
It may be so. But what I don't see, now they are looking for, Go Bike is looking for, Go Bike Buffalo Niagara is hiring an outreach specialist part-time. Somebody go and apply, please, because obviously if they did it, they ain't got an outreach specialist, or the outreach specialist they have, you need to change that outreach specialist. Let me see how much it costs.
No,
let me see how much they pay.
Yo, listen, I can't. So and to Murray's point, because the white pegs, the reason why they really won't last till in winter is because they are white. We're going to get snow, because in some of our conversations on the public works side, we had those questions of, do our drivers see yellow or green better when it comes to temporary ballards and ballards in general? Because once snow falls, if we get a serious snowfall, you're talking about, even if it's half of that, I can't tell if that's a snow pile or a ballard. So just the fact that they're white means they probably won't make it through winter anyway.
Bye. What's that song? Goodbye, bye, bye. Goodbye, bye. I don't know it.
Are you doing the Backstreet Boys? Bye, bye, bye. Is that what?
No, I don't even know.
That's what I'm like. No. Which one are you doing?
I'll make up one. Bye, bye, ballards. Bye, bye, ballards. Bye, 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 bye.
Oh, jeez. Let's pay the last bill.
We'll be right back.
Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home has 3 locations to serve you in Buffalo: 347 Peckham, 2258 Bailey Avenue, and Providence Memorial Chapel at 1275 Sycamore. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes offers traditional services, and they have services for all faiths. And at Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes, they have air-conditioned parlors and chapels. Financing is available, as is limousine service. At those difficult moments in your life, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes is available where you are with counseling services. Call toll-free 877-885-7734. That's 877-885-7734. Or locally 845-5545. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes. We are here to serve you, here to serve this present age. Call today, toll-free 877-885-7734. Or email info@brianklewisfuneralhome.com.
So I don't know if any of you ever heard of this rapper Praz.
They've heard of him.
Of the Fugees.
Yes.
He was on yesterday. He was sentenced to 14 years in prison for a case in which he was convicted of illegally funneling. This is the first thing against the president. Millions of dollars in foreign contributions to former President Barack Obama in 2012.
I know.
Praz, 52, declined to address the court before U.S. District Judge whoever. In April 2023, a federal jury convicted Praz of 10 counts. I never heard about this.
I did too, but I didn't know the full extent of the case. And I think when we were talking about it earlier, Shuki mentioned it. But yeah, I didn't know the full extent and how much money was out there. But yeah.
He is according to where am I on NewsHour or PBS. His sentence should reflect the breadth of blah blah blah. So he funneled he's convicted of it now.
Yeah.
That he funneled money, millions of dollars. Praz, a Brooklyn native whose parents immigrated to the U.S. from Haiti, was a founding member of the Fugees, along with childhood friends Lauryn Hill and Wycliffe Jean. John. Yep. Their hip hop band won two. Blah blah blah. He obtained over $120 million from Malaysian billionaire Low Tech Joe, whoever, also known as Joe Low. Well, Joe Low wasn't that low. Joe Low got $120 million he gave to Obama and steered some of that money allegedly through straw donors to Obama's campaign. This dude also tried to end a Justice Department investigation of Low tampered with 2 witnesses and perjured himself. And Obama then gone off in the sunset.
Building his library.
Obama like, well, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about this.
Yeah, and I feel like I know they said 2023. I feel like the initial like indictment came down like during the pandemic, so it was really like it kind of flew real low, and then all of a sudden it kind of came back up this week when he got his sentence.
Yeah. What's interesting is that it's not a big deal. Now I'm gonna be fair on both sides. If it was Trump, we'd be on it.
Oh yeah.
Now come on. Hold on, let me see. You can only no. I'm trying to look at the comments, but I can't see it on mine.
The comments
like India gives a link to that Go Bike page, but I can't see it. I'm only getting.
Oh no, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I clicked on it on my phone. So it says the Michigan Avenue East Side Healthy Streets Initiative redesigned this was from 4 days ago.
Okay.
The Michigan Avenue East Side Healthy Streets Initiative redesigned the street intersections to curb dangerous traffic and give people walking more safe space to get across the street. Residents have told us that for too long, Michigan has been a high-speed cut-through for drivers avoiding Main Street. This design is temporary, and a post-implementation survey will be available in the coming weeks. Our work has been well publicized. So this, I feel like, was in response to our work has been well publicized. A survey asking residents to weigh in on their experiences traveling Michigan Avenue was open from July 1st to October 14th, 2025. Residents in adjacent communities.
Where was it well publicized? Go ahead.
Residents in adjacent neighborhoods received direct mail. And adjacent neighborhoods have received direct mail inviting them to take the survey. Signs have been up on the streets in multiple languages. Ads ran on Facebook and Instagram targeting this corridor, and ads ran in the Challenger and in the Criterion. Our team spoke on air with WUFO and WGRZ. A public meeting was held on February 6th.
Oh, so they're responding now to the backlash.
Yeah.
Okay, let me help you with something. I tried to write a law to license cats because we had people complaining that the city was taking away their cats. We didn't know because they're not licensed like dogs.
Right.
Cat lovers had a fit, including Peter Reese, by the way.
Yes.
I didn't try to wiggle my way out of it by saying, oh, it's a public hearing. Guess what Darius did when I saw the people didn't like it? I got rid of it, and I figured out something else.
Yep.
And Peter Reese, including Peter Reese and others, put money up, and so did I, out of my discretionary, to spay and neuter when we catch them.
Right.
So that we could bring down the population of the cats, because I had to listen to the people. Power to the people. At the end of the day, you can give us all the explanation you want. But at the end of the day, the residents, many of the residents are not with it. And the people who have to drive school buses are not with it. And the people who have plows are not with it. And the people who are stuck having, in the summertime, having cars backed up down their street and now needing to breathe in this carbon monoxide because this new president has said, no, we're getting rid of all of this climate control stuff and you can just keep making gas stuff. And now you're trying to double down by basically saying those of us who are citizens, we didn't, that you informed us. Bull crap. Bull crap. You didn't. The lady down the street is not on social media. Was there a mailing? That's my question. The Criterion and the Challenger respect it, but everybody does not get the Criterion and Challenger. And the same way, if the city was going to do an infrastructure project this big, they would have notified the residents who it affects. So I'm sorry. I don't go for it. I call bull.
And my thing is, even with your lengthy posts, what you don't say is the number of responses you received.
Yep.
You don't say who showed up to the pub, like how many people showed up to the public meeting. So just because it's just like a church. If a church can say we had 100 outreach events for the year.
Yes.
But if you didn't reach anybody, you were just out.
Absolutely. Stop it. I call bull. I call Super Bowl. All right, before I get my blood pressure up, my body is up. I'm being keeled over because my blood pressure up. And I ain't mad at nobody
over
individually.
A white ballard.
I think that you have to be sensitive to people in communities. I did this 12 years.
This country, is, despite all of the bad things of the experiment of this country, the biggest thing that everyone agreed on was public participation.
Yeah.
This country had to be successful based on public participation. So if you take that away, you've taken the whole purpose of what this country was founded on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's all. That's it. That's it, and that's all. Thanksgiving's coming up. Can't wait for it. It's my favorite. I get up on Thanksgiving, and I have to watch the Thanksgiving Macy's.
My favorite holiday.
And now I probably, not my daughter usually spends the night. One of my daughters spend the night. We cook our own little stuff, and then we prepare for the family. The family just brings the potluck. But this year, so I usually have like $100, $150 in ones, and we play trivia.
Okay.
I ordered black trivia.
Oh.
And black card trivia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so when they get it, then they get $1 or whatever.
Oh, nice.
So I'm looking forward. I didn't even open it up because it's in the plastic because I don't want my family to say I cheated.
Oh, okay. You Googled everything, got your cheat sheet.
And I ordered, and I'm going to get in trouble for this, hot chips.
Oh, you doing the hot chip challenge again?
I got the hot chips. My granddaughter was on the floor crying. I know somebody in the chat gonna be like, "That's dangerous." That's just fun. They can spit it out. So enjoy today, and be thankful. Be thankful unto God for everything that He has provided for us. Be thankful. Be thankful. Anything you want to say?
I will just say, I guess the biggest thing I'm thankful for right now, I have successfully finished my associate's program.
Congratulations. Woo!
Thank you. So I'm done. The semester is over in a couple weeks, but I finished all the coursework. So
congratulations.
Got my new mentor, going straight into the bachelor's
Go
program.
right for it.
So I'm thankful for that.
Big man on campus. I'm just thankful for life.
That's it.
That's it. Hey, until next week, power to the people.